Cephalopoda, and welcome back to Subnautica. I had to go through the pain of rebuilding the Seamoth, because the last one glitched out, so I did that, and that took some time. But today what I want to do is explore all the different life pods that we have not explored yet. We've got a lot of locations from them, from the radio. I see one right now too. And we also found that some people were living on an island and they ended up making a habitat somewhere deep below. I'd like to check that out as well. So let's get started.
This is Altera HQ. This may be your only communication.
Altera?
We can't send a rescue ship all the way out there, so Aurora, you're just gonna have to meet us halfway. We've uploaded blueprints to the ship's computer.
Sandwich run, you in?
Yeah, give me a second. Black box data shows the high security terminal in the captain's quarters is still functional.
Becky's leaving like in 5 minutes.
All right, tell Becky I'll just take the regular.
The regular?
Ordering
she'll know what I mean.
while we're
The
like
code should
dying.
be.
She does it?
Just tell her the regular, dude.
Okay.
The
If
code.
I say regular, she's like, what's the regular? I have to come all the way back
Just
up
the
here.
regular.
Code should be 2679. The regular's just a ham and cheese.
Okay, would you just say ham and cheese?
Ham and cheese.
Okay.
Okay, so it's back in the captain's quarters, which we already got into. Now, truthfully, last time I had to find the code for it because I could not figure it out. That explains why I couldn't figure it out. You were meant to figure it out till now. But I think we already have the black box data for the ship, and I think that is why we have already the blueprint for how to make the ship. So we're gonna have to make a little rocket and meet them halfway. But we can't make the rocket until we get cured of this bacteria. I don't know, truthfully, that me looking around is going to do anything to help cure us of the bacteria, but we can't just leave. I don't want to get shot out of the sky. Alright, well, let's take our new vehicle and we'll go pick up some.
All systems online.
That one's at 250 meters deep. Wasn't there another one that we hadn't gone to yet? Yeah, that one seems a little bit more achievable. I think that this new vehicle can only go 200 meters down. Oh my god, did I just hit a fish with my vehicle? Please no. Oh my god! What's happening? It's just like when I drive in real life. I'm joking. Now, I am grateful for this thing. It seems like it does move a little faster than our Sea Glide, and we're not out in the open, so that's nice. I did look at the side, and there's some stuff that you can upgrade. I don't know how that happens, though. So we need to make something upgradable. I'm assuming maybe we can go deeper or faster or something like that. Oh, God. I guess every time I hit something, it, like, damages the hull. Can you use this to pick up resources? Oh, no, apparently you still gotta go. I'm learning how to drive, okay? I don't have a license for this thing. You can't judge me. We're getting close. I think. I'm gonna ignore all those sounds happening behind me. So out of curiosity, I'm wondering how deep we can go. I've seen there's a couple biomes like this one where there's mushrooms and stuff that's pretty deep. I don't know what's past this. This is the furthest I've ever been. I'm betting there must be, though, because so far the only Leviathan class stuff I've seen is the reefbacks, which are kind of like a harmless herbivore. And then I saw one, which I didn't identify, but I didn't get close to, kind of have like a worm-like body with big pinchers in the front, so I'm assuming that one is a carnivorous one, and one that we do not want to get close to. But surely those can't be the only ones. These things are cool too. I don't know what that is. It looks like a face hugger. Maybe like some type of manatee? Or ray? Skate? Alright, well we haven't been to this one yet. Let's call this biome like the mushroom biome. It kind of reminds me of. Alright. Well, here is lifepod 13.
Integrating new PDA data.
Ooh, what is that? Cyclops. I've seen blueprints for the Cyclops. Yes! Yeah, it's some kind of submarine, sorry. That's awesome, cool. Some kind of huge submarine. So I'm betting if we get inside that thing, we can probably go pretty deep down, which would be useful. Here's something else too. Modification Station. Interesting. Let's go see if we can figure out what these glowy things are. It's a very scientific term. The things that glow. What is that? They move fast. Ooh, look, there's another Cyclops thing. Why are these just hanging out here? There it is. Come here. God, they swim so fast. Maybe we'll just speed our way over to one. Okay. I don't want it to get too close in case it's harmful. It looks sweet. Come back! It's like a battle. Jelly ray. Wow, and I don't have a battery to finish scanning that. I keep having to use batteries for like everything else in this game. A jelly ray. So something between a stingray and a jellyfish. It's kind of neat. But we've got a long way to go to get back to the other side, so I'll check in once I head over that way. Well, I ended up having to come back to my base because my ship got damaged due to all the fish that I was running over. But the good news is that I found another modification station piece, and I think we can actually build it now. So I haven't built anything in this room. This says it's advanced fabricator for modification of survival equipment. So theoretically, maybe it can take all the things we could already make and make them better. Let's find out. I'm excited. Okay. Survival knife upgrades. You can have a thermo blade. Cooks and sterilizes small organisms for immediate consumption. Well, the good news here is that I don't actually eat anything. You can upgrade the air tank for even better. Enhanced maneuverability. Okay. We can also upgrade the fins, the propulsion cannon, and the Cyclops once we build it. Well, that's good to know. That is useful stuff. At some point, I probably do want to sit down and make some upgrades for my gear so I can move better when I'm, exploring or whatever. Right now, it's not a priority. I still want to go explore. I think there's 2 more places that we haven't been to yet. So once again, I'm going to hop in the Seamoth and we will figure out where we are going. I think I'd like to go to the...
All systems online.
What is it called? This one, lifepod 12. My problem here is that I think the Seamoth only goes to 200 meters deep. And that one's at 250. So my plan is to put the Seamoth at exactly 200 meters and then swim down myself and see it and come back. Oh man. The sounds of this game are really neat. This is something I think is interesting to talk about with people, but the sounds of water, the sounds of the ocean. People think that when you stick your head underwater it's going to be quiet, and that's not true. There's actually lots of sounds. And believe it or not, even things like fish actually do make sounds. Not all of them, but there are many species of fish who have hard structures that they grind together, or pound or drum, and they do make sounds. Whether those sounds are for, mating purposes, warning of predation, things like that, I'm not entirely certain of. But there is a symphony of music when you stick your head under the water. So I encourage you to listen to that sometime.
Warning, maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
I completely went over the 200 meter line because I got distracted looking around. This is a new biome. Oh god, what was that? There's some kind of electric looking fish? Eel? I don't know where it went. I see some perhaps like fungi-like structures. So a new biome that we found. Interesting. I don't want to go down past 200 because I think it'll damage the ship. Look at that. I really want to get a closer look, but we're on a mission. Focus. It's right there. That's the life pod. So I'm gonna just hop out myself and go down there. Wow. Ooh, look, it's like a thermal vent or something. I hope that doesn't hurt us. Life pod 12.
Detecting volcanic activity and several unusual electromagnetic signatures in the region. Exercise caution when diving deeper.
See, that's where the thermal plant
New
is.
blueprint acquired.
It's got to be in one of these volcanic things, right?
Integrate Integrating new PDA data.
Special equipment. How do we get these things? Well, in case you didn't know from previous things, we found out that there is an alien thermal plant somewhere here on this planet, and it's providing power to all these other places. There's also like an alien research facility. Both of these things are very deep. It's like 800 meters deep for one and 1,200 for the other. So we're gonna have to make the Cyclops, or maybe even the prawn suit, I'm not sure, but something to let us go deeper. Well, I'm gonna take this one off my to-do list really quick. I've been keeping track of which ones we've gone to, and I color code them differently. So the next one is the proposed Degasi habitat. Those are the people who live on the island. That one is also apparently 250 meters down, so we'll have to do the same thing. Park above, swim down, hope nothing eats us on the way. I won't make you watch me travel all the way there. I know that you would be very interested in that. So once again, I'll check out and then I'll check back in. Well, I've been looking around trying to figure out how to get to this habitat, and I found an open hole here. Really quick, I'm going to mine that stuff out there. This is again in the red algae area. So we've never been down in this hole. It looks like it's deep. We'll take the ship and we'll see what we find. One thing that I'm having a hard time with in this game is getting enough copper. I use copper for pretty much everything I build, and yet I have a hard time finding it. So I hope I find some kind of like treasure trove of copper somewhere along the way. Alright.
Welcome aboard,
I
Captain.
missed one, but that's okay. Alright, we're going in. Gotta remind myself to stop at 200 meters. Wow, what is this? What? Did I just see that thing come out of that? That's neat. That's a cool behavior. Let's watch. I was thinking it would go back in. I see the habitat. I don't know what that is. That is awesome. Well, so this reminds me of an interesting kind of relationship. So some organisms are, yeah, I went back in. They're symbiotic. They live within or on each other, and they benefit each other. It reminds me very much of like
The
clownfish
conditions
and
in this
anemone.
gave support a microcosm of unique, possibly predatory life forms. Detecting an artificial structure somewhere in the region.
Artificial? Alien? Maybe one of those alien facilities is here? But I can't get very deep with this thing right now, so that maybe we'll have to come back here. Anyway, clownfish live within anemone. If you know anything about anemone, they have stinging cells and they hurt things, but they don't hurt the clownfish, or the clownfish is immune to it. So the clownfish cleans the anemone and protects it, and the anemone in turn is protecting the clownfish by stinging anything that would come after the clownfish and the anemone. So maybe this is an organism with a similar kind of relationship. That kind of looks like some kind of an enemy to me, so... Well, I'm gonna hop out and try to get to this habitat, and hope that that thing doesn't eat me on the way. I'd love to know what artificial structure is here, unless they meant this. Maybe that is what they meant. Thermal plant fragment? The thermal plant maybe is nearby. That's good to know. The stasis right here. How do I get in here?
New blueprint acquired.
There's gotta be a hole or an opening somewhere. There we go. Oh shoot, something hurt me. Probably should be more careful. Water filtration.
Integrating new PDA data.
Come on, scan faster. I'm gonna suffocate. We don't really need this because we're not playing on the mode where you need water, but that would be useful.
New blueprint acquired.
A drooping stinger? That's what these things are? Some kind of jellyfish or... Oof. An Idarian? Idarian's the group with the jellyfish. And then
New blueprint
interesting.
acquired.
I think I got all that I could in here. My health is going down, that's not good. Don't hurt me. Dang it. Okay. Navigate our way out of here. Interesting. I want to see if I can scan this thing. Jellyshroom. Alright, make it back up. So we do need to come in here perhaps to explore and see if that thermal plate's down here, but we gotta figure out how to do that. We probably need to build that Cyclops thing. It's a big submarine. I'm assuming for the purpose of coming into places like this. Well, really quick while we're here, let's check some things that we've learned about different organisms. And we did pick up something here.
I thought it might get claustrophobic living underwater. Father feels it is. He'd tell me it was childish, but I stare out of the window and sometimes I think how lucky I am to see this world up close. Back on the island, I wouldn't have believed the creatures that live down here. The fish, they glow. There's one that's 90% eyeball. Snakes twice the length of a habitat compartment. Certainly, it's not all friendly. Most of the plant life is toxic. Learned that the hard way. But I've managed to coax some marble melons into growing indoors. And when they don't cover our dietary needs, well, we eat the fish themselves. It's a bit gross, but it's nothing they wouldn't do. I've been attempting to document my findings. Father approves. He says understanding is power, that the more we know about this planet, the more we can use it to our advantage. I'm just doing it because it's fun. It's not easy without proper equipment and network access, but the old-fashioned way, observing, taking notes, testing theories,
neat. That's awesome.
Shows me the world in a way a spectroscopic analysis never could. Lately, I've been watching the crabsnakes. They ambush their prey as it tries to feed on the mushrooms they hide in. What they don't eat settles on the seabed, which fertilizes the mushrooms, which feeds the herbivores, and so the chain continues. Co-evolution gives me the fuzzies.
That's awesome. So yeah, the thing that we're looking at must be that crab snake, and it lives within the mushroom, and they have this symbiotic relationship, and they are feeding the rest of the food web or the food chain. That's awesome that they included a detail like that. I think that's neat. I love stuff like that. Let's see if we can look at any of the organisms that we found. Okay. So I did scan one of those jelly rays that we passed. Species has adapted to low light environments with a translucent, luminescent body. Now this is another cool thing. A lot of deep sea organisms have some kind of bioluminescence where they light up, or various parts of them light up. And there's different reasons for that strategy. Some is that by lighting up, they can attract prey. So like the anglerfish has this little thing, it dangles in front of it with a light. So when fish approach the light, it's able to eat them. Other ones use bioluminescence as a way of distracting. So I think I don't know if it's some kind of octopus, or there's something that can light up basically its tail or the end of its tentacle, and that light is distracting. So like if you were a shark or something, you're going to eat that organism, you're going to go towards the light, and that is a part that doesn't have a bunch of organs in it. It's not very useful. So by biting that part, you're not really hurting the organism. It can escape and get away. So I think that is another cool detail. I'm just impressed by this game and the level of thought that they give to some of the creatures and organisms in the food chain here. It's really amazing. What else did we scan? A couple of scavengers and parasites. This is the thing that keeps attaching to us. It's called a bleeder, so it's like a leech. A simple parasitic organism, a little more complex than the common space tick, but just as dirty. Wow, interesting. The bleeder's low speed and poor defenses suggest they have evolved primarily as carrion feeders, but they are also prone to target larger living creatures, which are less likely to notice and take action. So this is probably something that feeds on dead things that fall to the bottom. Here's the little face crabs we found. They're called a cave crawler. Agile terrestrial carrion feeder, again eating dead things. Well adapted to both land and sea. Interesting. Alright, well, I'm going to get out of here before something interesting or bad happens. I'll go back to the base. I feel like I'm going to spend some time perhaps building the base a little bit more, adding some more things. I'll try to do a couple of the upgrades. We also need to figure out how to build the Cyclops so we can explore further. So I'll go do that, and I'm not going to make you watch me do all that. I was about to go back to our base, but I also see there's one more life pod we haven't checked out. Life pod 19. Second Officer Kareem's last broadcast. So we're gonna head in that direction. Now the problem here is that it's 300 meters down. So not only am I gonna have to park the Seamoth way above at 200 meters, I'm gonna have to go down 100 meters by myself and 100 meters back. So really no time to dilly-dally or mess around. is neat. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't hover over that. Oh, jeez. I need to get out and repair my ship really quick. I'm really wondering if one of these thermal vents, or back where the Degasi thing was, actually leads to the thermal plant, the alien thermal plant. I want to explore it so bad. I know it's going to take me forever to get all the resources that I need for the Cyclops, though. And I can only pray the Cyclops doesn't glitch out after I make it like the last Seamoth, because it took forever to get everything back that I needed. I'm on the lookout for copper. Yes. Hopefully I can find a bunch between here and there. Ooh. Now there is something interesting I have noticed as well, behavior-wise, while I've been hanging around. I've been noticing that these sawtooth-looking, I don't even know what they're called anymore, the predators that live here in the kelp, every time they pick up these pieces of metal, sometimes their teeth breaks off. Let's go see real quick. And so I was watching one pick up a piece of metal and a tooth floated down to the bottom. So I'm not sure if it's hurting their jaws when they pick it up. I'm hoping if I watch long enough I'll see it happen again. Perhaps not. I do know that I heard it though. It made a sound and everything. These things are so interesting to me. Stalker. It's like if a shark and a dolphin were together. Well, I don't know if it's only certain ones, but I definitely have noticed teeth before. And that one is messing up our ship, so we need to get out of here. I think it's an interesting aspect, too, that they've included in this game, the way that anthropomorphic or human influence is affecting organisms. So if you think about it, right, this metal wouldn't have been here if it weren't for the fact that our ship landed here and exploded. And now these stalkers are like obsessively moving it around, maybe for making a nest or something. But again, this wouldn't be happening if we hadn't been here to begin with. Alright. Well, as much as I'm fascinated by it, we'll come watch the tooth thing later. I don't know if we can use the teeth. I haven't even tried picking one up yet. Alright. Here we go. I'm kind of scared to be in this big open water because last time I was when I saw that stalker behind the ship. Or not stalker, some kind of leviathan. It was this huge worm-like thing with pincers. Now this is definitely new. I don't know if this is like a new biome, but we've not been this way before. It's very desolate looking, not a lot out here. I don't even know what I would call this. There's really no plant life this way. Gotta remember not to go past 200 down. The music changed and everything. It's kind of creeping me out. I wonder if there's anything in this structure that we need. Let's find out. We got time. We got nothing but time, in fact. I find when we're exploring out here, when we open up doors and stuff, is when we tend to find lots of blueprints for unique things that we don't have. So I'm all about that.
New blueprint
Another part of
acquired.
the Cyclops. A sample flask. A microscope, that's neat. I want that. I think we can store things in the Seamoth. I thought I saw a storage thing. Wasn't there? I thought you could maybe put stuff in these little sides of it. That would make it awesome. That's a power cell. Okay, I was wrong. Well, dang. I don't really need it. I got myself all disoriented now. Okay. Is it down in there? Well, wish me luck. I'm gonna try to swim there as fast as I can without losing all the oxygen.
PDA data.
Keen, this is Aurora. Come in.
This is Keen. Lifepod detached to a K-plan and fall in 30 seconds.
The computer has identified a landmass at the attached coordinates. I want you to regroup the crew there.
Understood, but
They are your responsibility now. Don't let them down.
Captain, you need to evacuate.
Negative. You'll need the ship in one piece if you're going to contact HQ on the long range. I'm attempting a controlled descent. Captain!
So the captain purposefully went down with the ship so that we
Signal
had a chance to
location
get out of it.
uploaded to PDA.
And the signal is probably the land we already have been on.
Integrating new PDA data.
Oh, what is this? A ruby?
New blueprint acquired.
I really want that. I'm gonna drop some titanium. We can always get that. I also found another thing, like a manganite. I don't know what that was at the Degasi place. Yeah, interesting. I wonder if there's more rubies and things around. I probably should get back to my thing before I suffocate, and then I'll come look for more treasure. I'm a big fan of anything shiny. I think we've discussed this.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, back down. Looking for shinies. It's not shiny. Ooh, there's one. I'm not sure what we can use it for, but I'm sure it's important. It seems like the stuff that's further down and harder to get is used for more important things. Well, interesting. I thought that was a diamond. Well, let's go back to the base. I think we've explored all the places that we could possibly explore for now. We haven't got any new coordinates or anything yet, except the land, which we could check out. I doubt anybody made it there, though. So, we'll check back in. I'll just go check out the dry land thing while I'm here since I'm close, and then I'll go back to the base. We have another message at the radio, so let's listen to it.
This is Lifepod 4. We've landed close to the Aurora. Flotation device is active, but we've got some big old fish in the water with us, and I don't know how long we're gonna last. We're close to the crash site, so bring radiation protection. 4 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
I'm pretty sure we've actually already been to Lifepod 4. It's a loud sound. I think we've already been to Lifepod 4. So here's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to end it, and next time what we're going to try to figure out is A, looking here at the Modification Station, what all can we do? We need to go ahead and build the Cyclops, so I'll probably spend some time getting all the resources ready for that. I feel like once we build the Cyclops, we can actually explore pretty deep. We may go back in that cave system to see if that's where the thermal plant is, and just see where that takes us. So I hope you enjoyed and had a good time. I did. So thank you for watching. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe, and otherwise, I hope that you have a great day.